My name is Evel Knievel. I'm a professional daredevil.
Oh, I don't think jumping the motorcycle did make me famous, or, you know, people use the term folk hero or hero. Being a hero in the United States of America is the shortest lived profession that anybody could ever hope to participate in. Or hope not to participate in.
Teddy Roosevelt said one time that it's better to try and win glorious triumphs and victories, even though you're checkered by failure and fate, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy victory or defeat because they've lived in such a great twilight that they've never tried either one. So rather than be a painter of the Brooklyn Bridge or work in the Lincoln Tunnel in New York City and suck all that carbon dioxide in every day and live in those ghettos, I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
When you do what I do for a living, you have to have a positive mental attitude. If that positive mental attitude doesn't work when you make that jump, you have to be man enough to handle the circumstances. In my case, I'm man enough.
You have to have a certain mental attitude about you that's out of step with society. You got to go out there with an attitude to really grab somebody and beat them into the ground, to be a champion, to be a winner. And I had to have a killer instinct in me to beat what was probably the toughest competitor in life to me, and that was Father Time, death.
And I figure there are three mysteries to life.
Who we are, where we came from,
Why you do what you do, and
where you're going to go.
Nobody knows the answer to those questions.
Well, I don't know why I did what I did. I did what I did. I do what I do because I'm Evel Knievel, and I don't question it. During a course of the 3.5 years, I underwent 14 major open reduction operations where they would cut me open, put steel into me, or take it out of me. And I paid for all of those operations from my own earnings. I didn't have any hospitalization insurance, never had any life insurance. I was always self-insured. I think that the American public, or the public in the North American continent and the free world, identified with Evel Knievel because of the trials and tribulations that Evel Knievel went through. and the times that he got up when everybody thought that he never could. I wanted to live to fulfill a dream, and I acquired a lot of fans on the face of this earth that pulled for me and prayed for me and wanted me to fulfill that dream. The bottom line is that a man can fall many, many times in life, but he's never a failure until he refuses to get up. The Caesar's Palace jump was really the launching of my career. The film that was shot of the Caesar's Palace jump has been said by a lot of people who are in the film business to be one of the greatest pieces of film footage ever filmed. This was filmed by one of the most beautiful blondes. Her name was Linda Evans. And John Derek shot the jump and the takeoff, and Linda shot the landing and the accident. John Derek kept his word with me. You know, he could have taken that film and done something with it, but he gave me his word that no matter what happened, that that film would belong to me and that he would show it to nobody. And he was the only one allowed to film it. He was the only one I allowed to film it. And when I woke up in the hospital after being unconscious for almost 30 days, there was that film there and a note from John that said, "You scared me on this one. I'll never film you again unless you have a parachute. Your pal John Derek. Here's the film I promised you." The jump that I made in Seattle, at the time I made it, I had staph infection. I made a practice jump before the big jump was moved out in the middle of the racetrack. I almost tore the rear wheel off of the motorcycle. The Astrodome was something that I always was very proud of because I've been told I hold the attendance record there, that I drew the largest crowds that they'd ever had for 2 days. Really a big thing for me because it was the first time I was ever there and I always wondered about it. It was just a great experience for me. It's just something that's very memorable to me, something I always remember. On top of that, the jumps were successful, and that meant a lot to me. Now, there have been a couple of jumps that I've made during my lifetime that I always had a premonition before the jump that things were wrong. Maybe I'd done something I felt was wrong or that I shouldn't have done. Maybe there's some reason I couldn't make the jump right. I was going to get hurt. Things that I really don't want to divulge. I mean, we all have things in our life that we think things go wrong because of. The Yakima jump that I made in Yakima, Washington at the Yakima Speedway was over 12 or 13 Pepsi-Cola trucks. I jumped it on an American Eagle motorcycle. It's a big 750cc, 1,000-pound motorcycle.
This jump was sponsored by my good friends John Knoll and Don Tremble at Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company in Yakima. Boy, I sure didn't want to miss this jump.
I can just tell you there were times during my life when I jumped that I absolutely thought or knew that I wasn't going to make it. give your word to somebody that you're going to do something, you got to do it. Well, I just didn't have enough speed on takeoff. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. Football players fall down on AstroTurf and rodeo riders fall down in nice, soft dirt or cow manure. But boy, when you fall off of this motorcycle at 60 or 70 or 80 miles an hour on the asphalt, there's nothing in the world that compares with it. It's just murder on your body. It tears you to pieces.
We're out here overlooking the expanse of 17 vans and trucks. I walked it off myself, and it's well over 100 feet. You'll have to be hitting somewhere between 80 and 85 miles an hour when he hits off.
They had the reservations about the jump because they really were in question about whether I could make it or not, because I had been hurt before that.
We moved a ramp just before the jump because we thought it was going to rain. And to tell you the truth, none of us thought that I could make this jump in here. And I want to tell you something. You know, we sold this place out tonight, and I just as soon miss the jump as have them boo me out of here. And I'm almost to the end of my road, and I'm not going to let that happen yet. I'm going to jump in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Tulsa, Kansas City, and then I make a big jump, a world record jump at the Canadian International Exposition of Toronto, Canada. And then we're going to the Canyon Sunday, September 8th, and I'll see you there.
I still recall the day I set out on my own. Not much at all, but dreams to make it all gone. But one man alone can only get stronger if he's two. Then I fell in love with the one that would help me through. And with you, my wife, we made all my dreams come true. Then came the time, stand there for all that I knew. Thieves in the night, taking the pain that I lived through. You at my side, finding the strength to move ahead, crossing the line with help and love from a friend, holding the light that many thought was dead. I've ridden the wind with the sun in my face. I rode in the wind in the cold and rain. No, I wouldn't change my life by one day. I'll ride in the wind till
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's give a great Canadian welcome to a man who is known throughout the world as the Last of the Gladiators, the all-time king of the daredevils, Evel Knievel.
I would like to direct something to you who might think taking a narcotic is the wise thing to do, and I will give you something to relate to. I go to Indianapolis every year with the A.J. Foyt pit crew. He does a good job there. The men that are with him do a good job. When we go to qualify, there are some men who want to qualify and go faster, and instead of running on the fuel that Mr. Holman advises they run under and that the USAC committee tells them to run under, some of them cheat a little bit to get ahead, and they use the nitro. And their car runs for about 5 laps, and then it blows all to hell. And that's what will happen to you in life. If you take narcotics, you'll run for 5 laps, and you will blow all to hell. So the decision is yours. You make it.
No, I wouldn't change my life by one day. I'll ride in the wind till I'm home once again. I've ridden the wind with the sun in my face. I rode in the wind and the cold and rain. No, I wouldn't change my life by one day. I'll ride in the wind till I'm home once again. Home again. Home once again. Home
The Snake River Canyon jump, was something I worked at for 7 years to do. I fired 2 test shots to try and make the test shots go across the canyon. They both went right into the bottom of the canyon, right into the river. And I ran out of money and I only had 1 left. I had to get in it and try it. I was a dead man. I never thought that I had a prayer. I didn't think that thing would get 10 feet.
Whoa, it looks like a good one. Whoa. Oh, Evel, stay with the bird. He looks like he's... Whoa, there's been a mistake. He looks like he's going into the canyon. The ship's going down. It's going down.
As the vehicle is going down, the wind is blowing me back into the canyon wall. Now, I'm fighting, trying to get out of it. People didn't realize it, but I was trying to cut myself free. I was tied in that thing. If that would have gone in the river, I would have absolutely drowned. I was a dead man. I waited 7 years and then had an engineering mistake made, a malfunction. The parachute blew out on takeoff because of an electrical malfunction. How I ever made it, how I ever lived is just a miracle. In every adversity, there's an equivalency to benefit if you just look for it. And as far as I'm concerned, if I'd have made it across the canyon, everybody would have said, well, it's easy, I could have done it. If I'd have died, they'd have said, well, the daredevil died. Evel Knievel, that was his grand finale. But excuse me, I didn't. I'm still alive. I drew over 100,000 people to the stadium. That's more people than they ever drew there for a soccer game between any 2 countries.
It's a turned-on crowd at Wembley Stadium as Evel Knievel returns to action.
And I realized that I might be slow on takeoff and I might not make it, but I knew Harley-Davidson could never get the parts to me fast enough to change the gearing, so I went ahead and tried it anyway with the gearing that was on it.
Here he goes, and he will go.
Okay, we're going to help him up.
I'm lucky that I wasn't killed. I was unconscious and up and in shock and could hardly get out of the place. Really didn't know whether I was going or coming.
Ladies and gentlemen of this wonderful country, I've got to tell you that you are the last people in the world who will ever see me jump, because I will never, ever, ever jump again. I'm through.
I wanted to get on the motorcycle and go against death. I was a life risker. I was not outside of the arena looking in. I was in the arena. To be like a life risker or a gladiator of old times, that's what made my life worthwhile at that time. I made a statement at my last jump in Ohio that the motorcycle doesn't have wings, and a man who's supposed to be a professional ought to realize when he's jumped far enough.
I still recall the day you blessed me with a child. Now he stands tall, and I see myself younger and wild. And I will live on long after I have gone away. I took one step to the side, but I still walk straight. And no one can take what I've already given away. I've ridden the wind with the sun in my face. I rode in
Here I am at the prime of my life. I'm 47 years old. I've got a beautiful family. I played marbles, I lost some marbles, I won some marbles. I played golf, I lost some golf games, I won some golf games. I participated in all kinds of sporting and athletic events. I won some, I lost some. I performed on the motorcycle. I made some jumps, I missed some jumps, but I'm a survivor. I'm still here. I've made millions and millions and millions of dollars. I've spent millions and millions and millions of dollars. What I'm going to do tomorrow is my business. The life I enjoy tomorrow is my business. I take one day at a time. I think people that have written songs, produced big motion pictures, made a lot of money, and at the age of 50 or 40 don't have that money that they accumulated anymore, that say that they're losers and they can't continue in life, boy, they are losers. But Evel Knievel doesn't think that way. I've got tomorrow to live in the next day, and I've got the benefit of all the things that I've done, all the experience that I've had, all the people I've met, all the friends that I've accumulated, and all the millions and millions of dollars that I have had the privilege of earning and spending. I've got all that knowledge to continue on in life. And to me, that's being a winner. That's not being a loser. If you don't believe me, wait until you see what I do tomorrow.